Have you ever felt shameful, embarrassed of your wins, of your success, right? You're always hiding them. You feel shameful about them. If that is your case, you might find yourself on the dark side of the everyman archetype. So today we are going to see here how the everyman archetype create self-sabotage, right? But before we go further, this is the 11th video of a series that we're making on how Carl Jung archetype create self-sabotage, right? So today we're going to see how the everyman archetype create self-sabotage. But there is something that we must understand first, and I always define it on every one of these videos, and that is the basic for you to understand the dark side of the archetype, but it's also the basis for you to understand the entire video. So before we even see what is the everyman archetype, what is the dark side of the everyman archetype, we must understand what is archetype in the first place. So archetype has been discovered by a psychoanalyst, right? By a guy, psychoanalyst named Carl Jung. He has been doing a lot of research. He has been studying human behavior. He has been studying human nature, right? He has been studying the mind of the human being. And he found out that there are certain behaviors, right? There are certain latent potential desires that we have that are common across different people, different societies, right? Different group of people. And he called these potential pattern of behavior. He called these potential desires archetype, right? So archetype are common patterns of behaviors, common way that we act, common way that we behave, common ways that we see the world. Let us understand what is the everyman archetype. So what is this pattern of behavior? What is this potential pattern of behavior? The everyman archetype is the energy, is the desire, is whenever that you found yourself with this desire to belong, with the desire to be part of a group, right? With the desire to share the same ideas, the same action, the same emotion as a certain group of people. You have been using one way or another the everyman archetype, this desire to belong. You have been using it in the past in every area of your life. Right? And this is a very good pattern of behavior because it helps us to improve. It helps us to fight. It helps us to move forward, right? So once you share the same ideas, once you share the same thoughts as a certain group of people, you can move forward. You can fight, right? You can improve the quality of your life. And you have been using this in different areas of your life. That is a very good pattern of behavior. Now, the problem starts when we start acting from the dark side of this archetype. So whenever that we found ourselves in the dark side of the everyman archetype, this is when we are starting to self-sabotage. So I'm going to share with you one side that you're acting from the dark side of the everyman archetype. But before we go further, let me inform you that I do have a framework that is called the Framework of Change Mastery that can help you to stop any self-sabotaging behavior and create the desired change that you want in your life. So the link is on the description below. You'll be able to download a free guide that we have about it. And the free guide also contains the 4 levels of change that you can go ahead and review. But also you can use the framework to stop any self-sabotaging behavior and create the desired change that you're looking for in your life. So let us see here, what is the one sign that if you found yourself into, you are acting from the everyman, the dark side of the everyman archetype. And that one side is what people call, a lot of people call it people pleasing, right? So whenever by this desire to belong, whenever that you're acting by the desire to belong, most people confuse that with the dark side of the everyman archetype with something that is called fitting in, right? So whenever that you have to change who you are, whenever that you have to leave your ideas, right? To leave your thoughts, to leave your potential, just to be part of a team, just to be part of a group, just to share the same space, right? It could be a mental space, a physical space, or a social space. whenever that you have to leave your potential, whenever that you have to destroy your success, whenever that you have to hide your success in order for you to belong to a certain group, you are acting from the dark side of the everyman archetype. And a lot of people suffer from that on a daily basis, right? Now, there is nothing wrong with belonging, right? This is a very good pattern of behavior when a certain group of people share the same ideas, right? When they share the same thoughts, right? So they can improve, they can fight, right? So they can go from a point A to a point B because they share the same thoughts, they share the same perspective, they see things the same way, right? And that generates a very good feeling of belonging. It generates a very good feeling of family, right? So you can be part of a team. And it generates also a good feeling of safety. Now, what happened with most people that are acting from the dark side of the everyman archetype is they are so addicted to this feeling of safety. They are so addicted with to this feeling of belonging, right? To be part of a group, they destroy their potential, right? They destroy the ability that they have to change, the ability that they have to see things differently. They destroy all that and they hide the success and the wins just to be part of a group. Whenever you do that, what you're doing is you are stopping yourself to improve. You're stopping yourself to go further just because of the fear of being alone. Whenever that you have this fear, right, of sharing your ideas, of using the potential that you have to improve, right? To do something better in your health, to do something better in your finances, in your relationship, so you can have a better quality of life. Whenever that you feel that you can do more, you can have more, right? That you are made for more. But for some reason, you feel shameful about your success. You feel you're hiding your success just to be part of a group, just so other people can accept you, just so other people can value you. This is when you're acting from the dark side of the everyman archetype. And a lot of people are experiencing that daily. And it's technically nonsense, right? Because it's better. Let me share that with you. It's better to be accepted with who you are, right? It's better if people accept you as you are. It's better if people accept you with your values, with your potential, right? With your desires. It's very good to be part of a team. It's very good to share the same ideas, the same thoughts as other people, right? Because once you have a lot of people sharing the same thoughts, the same ideas, you have strength, right? So you have strength to fight, to move forward. But if you see yourself that you are hiding your success, you are hiding your potential to move forward, you must be aware that it feels better to be authentic with who you are, with the values that you acquire, right? With the potential that you have, the desires that you have. It feels better to be authentic and to have a group of people that shares the same authentic thoughts that you have, that shares the same authentic perspectives that you have. So instead of trying to fit in, which is the self-expression of self-sabotage for a person acting from the dark side of the everyman archetype, what you must try to do is to use your potential, right? Is to stop hiding your wins, stop hiding your success. Because if the people around you are rejecting you because of your success, because of your wins, they are not, they shouldn't be part, right, of the group that you're part of. So if the people around you are resentful of your success, if they are resentful of your wins, this is time for you to express your potential because it feels better. It feels better to be authentic with yourself, right? So you can achieve the level of enjoyment, the level of peace that you're looking for. So if you want to stop any self-sabotaging behavior, starting from people pleasing, which is what we discussed today, and also the fear of success, the fear of improving your life. Like I said, we do have a framework in the description below. You can go ahead and use it. It'll help you to stop any self-sabotaging behavior and create a desired change that you want in your life. So the link is also in the description below. We have a free guide as well that you can uh, check out. It'll help you to see the 4 levels of change, see which one of them keep you stuck at the moment. And for those of you who want to work right now to stop a certain self-sabotaging behavior in your life, there is also a link on the description. You'll find a link where you can schedule a 30-minute call with us, and then we'll help you to use the framework of change mastery to change, to stop the self-sabotaging behavior and create the change that you're looking for. And for those of you that would like to know why do we self-sabotage and how can we stop that, there is also a link that you'll find for our next live event where you can go ahead and ask us questions and we'll be able to help you live. And that is all for now. I recommend you to go ahead and check the links I just shared with you earlier. You'll be able to use the framework and stop any self-sabotage behavior that you have. That is for till today. Then I'll see you on the next video.